precious. There's more than one thing I need to ask you. Yes, 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 you're so anti-fashion, so worthless. Instead of turning down all the same. Oh, fucking brilliant. I love that. There, my dear. This is Midnight Runners. It's, excuse me. I'm gumming a pork scratching to death. I ain't got no teeth, so I have to gum them to death. Hello, how are we diddling? I hope we're all doing okay. This is the sleeve art tag, which was started by Jack at the Vinyl Voyage, our genial quiz master. Guess who's in the quiz this year? Oh, blimey, I'm not afraid to make a complete arse of myself and get knocked out in the first round. Nick's Vinyl Betty, nil point, bugger all. Oh dear, blimey, I'm shitting bricks already. I'm up for a total hammering and total humiliation. Anyway, yeah, it's mostly album art and it tag, but I've chucked in a 12-inch single, and I am working on a 7-inch single version of this tag as well. And excuse the hat as well. I've got a bit of a head cold and all that in a minute. So yeah, let's get on with it. There is 12 questions. There is a bit of a bonus one at the end. We'll get to that when we get to it. Okay, so question number 1. It's a bit of a bugger trying to balance this book with the frigging questions in it. Question number 1. Show a cover artwork of a band or artist looking rather cool. There you go. I've gone with the Specials. Their first offering on LP. And do you know what that's based on? What that pose is, that picture is based on? No? I'll show you. Yes, it's based on that. Who's Joe Dammer's favourite band? I don't know if they still are or not. I ain't got a clue, but that's what that pose is based on. And fingers crossed, I'm holding these up okay and you can see them properly. But yeah, so there you go, artist, band, posing and looking cool, Specials. Weirdest, trippiest, controversial album or controversial album cover. Weirdest, trippiest, I've sort of gone for. I think it's pretty weird looking at these with the 3D glasses. It's a 3D print. This is Rome by the B-52s. My favourite tune by them. Absolutely love this song. And yeah, it's a 3D sleeve. It's a 12-inch single. I do have another 3D sleeve. It's an album sleeve, and this is the most. This album cost me the most to buy out of my entire collection. It's totally original, and apparently they're the original glasses, 3D glasses that came with the album. And when you look at it, there's Lux holding a dagger, and there's a skull at the front, and they sort of come out of the picture, as it were. So yeah, dead weird and sort of, I don't know if you're drunk, pissed as a fart, and you're looking at this through the glasses and that. Very weird and trippy, I presume. So yeah, that one's going to appear again later, so I'll put that somewhere separate. That one turns up another question later. Show your sexiest album cover. Depends on what you define as sexy, doesn't it, I suppose. I used to have a Ford Capri 2.8 injection. That was a sexy beast of a car. Sex on 4 wheels, that was. My mate had a 3 litre Capri. Nowhere near as sexy as mine. Whoa, hey, whoa, hey. I love this photo, picture of Toya. Absolutely it. My beloved Toya. Oh, Toya. Far nicer than that blondie woman. Oh, hey, go on. I love Tina Turner. What a beautiful, beautiful woman. What a lovely sort of sensual pose. Lovely. Lovely woman, Tina Turner. Nice legs as well. One for the ladies. One for the ladies. Whoa, hey. Good old Bernard. I'm going to get him in there somehow, ain't I, eh? Oh, hey. The thinking woman's bit of crumpet. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. Show an album cover you dislike and why. Well, I don't own the album. I don't particularly care much for the man's music, to be honest. And this is going to upset a good few people, including John 6-inch Pianist. No doubt he'll be one of them. The picture will appear somewhere on the bloody screen. I don't know where. Prince. Love Sexy album sleeve. I think it's one of the most revolting pictures I've ever seen. Don't like it. I'm not saying it because I dislike the bloke's music. I'm not a fan of his. Never am, never will be. But I think that's one of the most horrible, revolting photos I've ever seen on an album. I know there's been plenty in the past, but yeah. Another one I find sort of rather disturbing is this one. Reproduction, Human League. No, not for me. I should have researched this one a bit more, because it's babies in the nude on the floor there. Well, I know it's only photo, isn't it? But no, I'm surprised I didn't get into a hell of a lot of trouble over that. Or perhaps they did. If you know, let me know. So yeah, not exactly a favourite of mine. But if you want to try and be a Human League completist, I suppose you've got to buy the bloody things, haven't you? Show cover a sleeve that has an animal or some sort of creature on it. My favourite film of all time. This is Japanese press with the Obi strip, real minty copy. Came all the way from Japan as well. Love the film Jaws. I suppose it's that they played on the fear, didn't they? You go out swimming and you don't know what's beneath you, do you, in the water? Fantastic film. I could watch it time and time again. I've seen it on DVD at home, on television. I've even seen it, the pictures in that. I think they call it 5D or 4D. You sit there in the chair and it vibrates and rocks and jerks forwards and backwards. Steamy mist stuff gets squirted at you in water. The novelty soon wears off. It got on my absolute jollops in the end. But I love the film. Jaws. Jaws 2 ain't too bad, I suppose. But yeah, the rest of it, well, Jaws 3D could have been a hell of a lot better than what it was. Show a cover with an interesting backstory. Right. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, are you sitting comfortably? I'm not going to show you the record or records straight away. See if you can have a think and you might recognise, you know. This is a picture, copy of a picture taken in 1964 at Heathrow Airport, arrivals. Now the gentleman, that's Cecil Bustamante Campbell, aka Prince Buster, one of the godfathers of ska. And he was met at arrivals by dignitaries, fans, fellow musicians, etc., etc. You can see he's holding a Chorley hat, which was a gift for Prince Charles. And again, I hope you see this all okay. And he's pictured dancing with a fan who was also a bit of a singer, dancer, socialite, star of cabaret, exotic dancing. Her name was Brigitte Bond, or Bridget, if you're common as muck like me. Bridget Bond, who later went on to be known as Bridget St. John. Okay. No? No? Does it look familiar? Okay, she also got into a bit of trouble in 66, I think it was, when Billy Graham was doing a visit to London, and she tried to confront him in Soho about his views, etc., etc. Bridget Bond St. John turned out not to be her real name. It was Giovanni. She was in fact transgender. Okay. Now, do you recognise the name at all, or the image? Right. What if I was to show you? I've got a few examples here. What if I was to show you that? Especially that there, that image there. Okay. And again, I do hope you're seeing these. But I'll probably take a closer, better picture of one of these and insert it eventually. I'd sort of do it basic editing. Dancing away again. That one's better. Bridget Bond was the inspiration behind the Beat Girl, which was designed by an artist called Hunt Emerson, 1979. I think it was. And from what I've read, well, I knew a lot of bits and bobs about Brigitte Bond and that picture. That picture appeared in the Melody Maker music magazine or paper when they were doing an article about the Ska revival scene, 79, I think it was. Yeah, the Beats were having a lot of bother at gigs with blokes fighting, basically, and they wanted to encourage more women to come along and try and get the blokes to calm down, as it were. And also they thought, well, if a lot of the sort of tone Rudy type girls or whatever came along, it would calm the blokes down. They'd dress a bit more smarter and better, and things would be okay. So Hunt Emerson came up with the Beat Girl, the Beats logo. Didn't appear on the labels, appeared on the record sleeves. So yeah. Oh, I don't know if I mentioned it. Bridget St. Bond, I keep saying St. Bond, Bridget St. John, stroke Bond Giovanna, was transgender. She wasn't always a woman, okay? But there is a great, interesting little half an hour or so documentary available on YouTube that tells you all about her. If you just put in the search engine, the Beat Girl, it should come up with it. But if not, I'll put in a link later. Okay, so there you go, the Beat Girl, who features loads of stuff, but especially the earlier version of the Beat, the proper one, we're probably more au fait with. There was an international Beat version. Rankin Roger had his own version of the band in later years, and Dave Wakeling did as well, who was the original lead singer. So yeah, there you go, the Beat Girl. There's the story behind her. Go check out the documentary. Go and check it out. Show an album with an interesting design, die cut or whatever. I don't claim to have seen all of the videos that have been done on this tag so far, but the few I have seen, I'm surprised they haven't shown this, you know. Just take it out of the cover. Ooh la la, the faces. And I think that is an actual real famous type person from back in the day, but I can't remember his bloody name. But let's see if I can do it. Yeah. I hope you saw that properly. Isn't that clever? Brilliant. I love that. Yes, I do have the I've got the die cut Rolling Stones one as well, but I was loath to dig that one out. So I thought, well, other people are bound to show that. Here's another one, die cut. Great American ska soul band. I think the lead singer passed away actually a couple of years ago. I think they were still going under one guise or another until a year or so ago, I think. And there goes the book with all my bleeding questions. Yeah, I think they're from the west coast of America. The Untouchables. They're probably the best known track's called Free Yourself. It's absolutely fantastic. And again, I hope you're seeing this all okay. And you can turn it around. Let's give it a good tug, as the lady of the night said to the Archbishop. Yeah, the Untouchables, Wild Child album, fantastic ska soul band, well worth listening to. Okay. Did I show an album where the sleeve art persuades you to blind buy it? Well, I've told this one before. Years ago, it would have been 85. Would have been 85, or perhaps very early 86. I'm plumping for 85. Not that it makes any difference anyway. I was at a party, and a couple of mates of mine were in the corner chatting away, and holding an album, passing it over and talking about it. And it was that, Off the Bone, the Cramps. And I sort of waddled over. I said, "Oh, what album's that?" "Oh, it's the Cramps, isn't it? Psychobilly. You'll love it. You'll love it, mate." I'd heard the name The Cramps, but I left it at that. I never really took much notice or looked into them, or even bothered listening to them, if I'm quite honest. So yeah, thanks for that. I'll go to Revolver tomorrow, which was the record shop in Kettering, Gold Street, Revolver Records. See if I can pick up a copy, which I duly did. I went there, but they didn't have any. Didn't have any copies of Off the Bone. The only other Cramps album they had was that Smell of Female, which is a great live mini album, shall we call it. And looking at the picture at the front, I mean, I didn't know who she was, totally ignorant. And the bloke behind the counter said, "Oh, that's Poison Ivy, blah, 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 blah." And I thought, "Oh, blimey, she's a bit of all right." And I took a punt on it, took it home, played it, absolutely fucking loved it. And that sort of cemented my kind of love affair with the Cramps. But over the years, to be honest, I can't recall coming across albums by the Cramps. And it's only for the past 2, perhaps 3 years that I've actually found some at record fairs up in Leeds, especially. There's a couple I've ordered online. But yeah, Cramps, a bit of a, I suppose you'd call it a blind buy. I'd heard the name, but I'd never heard the music. I just got told they were psychobilly, and that was it. And psychobilly was the sort of a thing that crept into the scootering scene back in 85, 86. Mostly down to bands like the Meteors and King Kurt. But yeah, fantastic. Love the Cramps. Poor old looks, saying poor old Poison Ivy. Is it Vorshak, the surname? I don't know. Show your most wrecked, battle-scarred sleeve and why. There ain't no reason why, really. I suppose it just is what it is. Greatest album of all time, hands down. Don't give me none of that bloody Sergeant Pepper, Dr. Pepper nonsense. Booklet's still in there, just. I think the Staples are holding it in the process of giving up on life. But this year I'm definitely treating myself to a brand spanking new, well, I say new, decent mint copy from Japan with the Obi stripped a lot for my birthday. Little treat to myself. There you go, battle scarred, bumps and bruises and knocks, but I'm loath to get rid of it. Quadrophenia. Super smashing lovely. Right. Show your favourite inner gatefold sleeve. Well, I don't own the album. Zappa, the Mothers of Invention, we're only in it for the money. Again, a photo will appear somewhere where I don't know where yet. Yeah, that makes me laugh and giggle, makes me chuckle. All of them in a line there, in ladies' clothes. Zappa. Oh, the big one behind him, Magilla Gorilla, I call him, and you got this sort of grand bearded gentleman sitting down at the front, you know, looking rather suave and sophisticated. And you got the weirdo one with the frizzy hair and beard at the back. He looks like he's, I don't know, he's had one pill too many or whatever. Oh, it makes me laugh, and even the front sleeve does as well. So yeah, I'll sling a picture up of that. It's my favourite inner sleeve of all time. Another one that does make me giggle, I've pulled out. And I've shown this one before. The Hills Are Alive with the Sound of Oi. Of course, it's a piss take of the Sound of Music sleeve. They've substituted the head. I can't remember his name. The head of I hate the bloody film. I really do with a vengeance. I hate it. I swapped the father over with a good old style British copper. There's Julie Andrews with her Doc Martens on, jumping up and down with a skinhead lad. Yeah, play it at your grandma. All the family favourites. Makes me chuckle. The Hills Are Alive with the Sound of Oi. Love it. Show your favourite album or cover art, your most favourite one. Well, I love lots of different ones, and not necessarily favourites, but this is one in particular I do really love. I don't care much for the music. I'll be totally honest, don't care much for the music. We'll take it out. It's an American copy. I think I may have played this once. I can't say for certain. I absolutely love that picture. It's had the corner snipped. It's an American pressing. But I think you can get this in a blue cover as well. I'd love to get a really good decent one and put it in a frame. Is it one of those Hypnosis covers? The company designed them? I don't know. The Things You Do for Love is perhaps the only one I know of there. But yeah, that's one of my favourite sleeves of all time. 10cc. Deceptive bends. I'd like to know the reasoning behind that. Love it. One of my favourites. Don't particularly care much for 10. I've got Dreadlock Holiday on 7-inch single. That's about as far as I go with them. Oh dear, what was that? Something slipped over there. If you had to live in an album cover for the rest of your life, which one would it be? I don't know about living in it for the rest of my life, but this is, I remember Rob Walker, when he last did the vinyl tag, he asked a sort of a similar question about which album cover would you like to be in, etc. And I'll pick this one out again. Last Night at the Proms. I've always wanted to go. I'm not a classical music fan, but I've watched The Last Night on TV in the past, and everybody's having a damn good time, fun, laughing, joking, singing. I've always wanted to go, even if it's just the once, you know, just say I was there. And yeah, it's a great, if you've never seen The Last Night of the Proms, the Henry Wood Promenade concerts, they've all got the flags out, all nations, waving them around. Everybody joins in the singing. And I think a year or two ago, they had a Northern Soul type do there as well, with the music and the dancing. So yeah, I'd love to go to there to see that. But I expect tickets are bloody expensive and very hard to come by. But yeah. And I remember watching videos. It was a woman singing operatic stuff. She was dressed as, I don't know, Nelson or something like that. One of those old time sailors with a tricorn hat and doing Rule Britannia and the audience joining in and whatever. And yeah, brilliant. So yeah, I remember Rob Walker asking a sort of a similar question. And another one I picked out depicting good sort of happy times. This is a compilation for the Happy People label, which facilitates artists, some of my favourites like Palmer International and the Phoenix City All Stars. We are happy people, and there's a happy, clappy scene. People dancing and having fun and smiling and laughing. So much better than a lot of the music type do's I used to go to in the past, which always ended up generally in a punch up at the end. Damn good Scottish stramash, as they say. Yeah. Yeah, good times. I remember good times like this years ago, before all the nastiness and all that sort of stuff happened. Yeah. Good times. Reminds me of good times. So that's the main questions over, and there is a bonus type one, which is create your own album cover, sleeve artwork for a album your channel might be releasing. There's no danger of, mind you, I'd love to do a great sort of compilation album, tunes I love. Or how about one especially for David Atkinson, songs to annoy your neighbours by. Yeah, Peter and the Test Tube Babies, Band from the Pubs, Sham 69, The Kids Are United, Skinhead by Oi Polloi. Yeah, No Security, Chaos UK 82, The Exploited. But I'll put a picture of one up I'm working on. You'll recognise the picture, but I'll put the correct name on it. You'll know what I mean. It's not a fucking trout, it's a carp. Ooh! Bless you for taking time out during your busy day, for watching. Remember, Nick's Vinyl Butty, bringing the authentic sounds of the British streets to the worldwide audience. Cheerio. Bye bye everybody. Bye bye.